ഡോക്ടർ, ഈ മുഖക്കുരു മാറ്റാൻ വല്ല വഴിയുണ്ടോ? ഇല്ലല്ലേ? അച്ഛാ, അച്ഛൻ എത്രാമത്തെ വയസ്സിലാണ് മീശ മുളച്ചു തുടങ്ങിയത്? പാൻഡോറ, മൈ പാൻഡോറ, മിക്കവാറും അവൾ എന്നെ ഒഴിവാക്കും. അച്ഛാ, അമ്മേ, നിങ്ങൾക്കൊന്നും എന്റെ വിഷമം പറഞ്ഞാൽ മനസ്സിലാവില്ല. ഒരുപക്ഷെ ഞാൻ പ്രശസ്തനായതിനു ശേഷം ഞാൻ എഴുതുന്ന ഈ ഡയറി കിട്ടും. അപ്പൊ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് മനസ്സിലാവും 13.25 പ്രായമുള്ള ഒരു കൗമാരക്കാരനായ അറിയപ്പെടാതെ പോയ ഒരു ബുദ്ധിജീവിയുടെ വിഷമം എന്താണെന്ന് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് മനസ്സിലാവും. Hello my dear students, hope you're all rocking and staying safe by breaking the chain. എന്റെ കൗമാരപ്രായത്തിൽ ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞതും എന്റെ കൂട്ടുകാർ പറഞ്ഞു കേട്ടതുമായിട്ടുള്ള 2-3 ഡയലോഗുകളാണ് ഞാനിവിടെ പറഞ്ഞത്. ഇന്ന് നമ്മൾ ഡിസ്കസ് ചെയ്യാൻ പോകുന്ന പാഠം ഇതുപോലുള്ള ഒരു കൗമാരക്കാരന്റെ ഒരു കഥയാണ്. This is about Adrian Mole. Before there was Harry Potter, so by the late 1990s we had Harry Potter, and before that in the 1980s an adolescent character was created by Sue Townsend. ഇംഗ്ലണ്ടിൽ മാത്രമല്ല ലോകത്തിലെമ്പാടും ഒരുപാട് വായനക്കാരെ രസിപ്പിച്ച ഒരു കഥാപാത്രമാണ് നമ്മുടെ ഏഡ്രിയൻ മോൾ. ആൻഡ് വി വിൽ ബി ഡിസ്കസിംഗ് an excerpt, അതിന്റെ ഒരു ഭാഗം, an excerpt from the first novel written by Sue Townsend, in which she talks about the problems faced by this character called Adrian Mole. Now, this is written in the form of a diary. Adrian Mole's diary കുറിപ്പുകളാണ് നമ്മൾ വായിക്കുന്നത്. But it is very detailed. We get to know about his love life. His lover's name is Pandora, a very interesting name. He is having problems in his family. His parents, the Mole family, Pauline is his mother and George is his father. They're having marital problems. So he talks about them, and he tells that he is not able to correct them in any way. It's a gone case for his parents. He comments about the systems in his school, and through that we get to know about the socio-political climate in Britain. മാർഗരറ്റ് താച്ചർ ഭരിച്ചിരുന്ന ബ്രിട്ടനിൽ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്ന പോളിസികളെ കുറിച്ചൊക്കെ നമുക്ക് അറിയാൻ പറ്റും. He talks about his friend. He's an old person called Bert. He's his friend. He's an old age pensioner. He's a communist, and he is staying near Adrian's home. So he takes care of this old man as well. I think he's his only friend. Then he talks about a bully at school who takes money from him, protection money. So his fears and anxiety on facing this particular character called Barry Kent is also very subtly mentioned in the excerpt given to us. We're going to look at this chapter line by line. I will read the entire chapter with comments. You just have to get your book ready and listen to it. Okay? This chapter begins from page 110. So get your books and listen to the audio recording, and we'll have a fun time, I assure you. All right. Dear students, we are going to start our discussion of The Secret Diary of Adrian Mole, aged 13 3/4, written by Sue Townsend. This is part of our text signatures, and this particular unit comes under module 3. Now, Sue Townsend became very popular in the 1980s because of this particular character, Adrian Mole. It's a series of 9 novels in which Adrian progresses along his life, and the novel focuses
on his early days as a teenager, as an adolescent, and then as the novel progresses, or the novel series progresses, we get to see Adrian as a middle-aged person. In our text, we primarily focus on the first novel, The Secret Diary of Adrian Mole, and it's written in the form of diary entries with dates given, and we'll be reading each entry with the date and then doing our little bit of discussion. The first part of the diary entries are some of the days in the month of January. Here Adrian expresses his concerns and anxiety of being a teenager. So here goes. The Secret Diary of Adrian Mole, aged 13, 3/4. Wednesday, January 14th. Joined the library. Got Care of the Skin, Origin of Species, and a book by a woman my mother is always going on about. It is called Pride and Prejudice, by a woman called Jane Austen. I could tell the librarian was impressed. Perhaps she is an intellectual like me. She didn't look at my spot, so perhaps it is getting smaller. About time. So, with the very first entry, we get to understand that Adrian is somebody who is very concerned about the impression that he makes on people. He is worried about what the librarian might think about the books that he has taken. Maybe she is impressed by knowing the fact that he has taken this particular book, Pride and Prejudice. The Origin of Species by Charles Darwin is the landmark text on evolution. അപ്പൊ ഈ പുസ്തകങ്ങളൊക്കെ വായിക്കുന്ന ഒരാളാണ് എങ്കിൽ ഒരു ഇന്റലക്ച്വൽ ആയിരിക്കും, ഒരു ബുദ്ധിജീവി ആയിരിക്കണം. ആളൊരു ഭയങ്കരനാണ് എന്നുള്ളൊരു പ്രതീതി ഉണ്ടാക്കാൻ പറ്റും എന്നൊരു വിശ്വാസം ഏഡ്രിയൻ മോളിൽ ഉണ്ടാക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. And he takes Pride and Prejudice because his mom has been talking on and on about Jane Austen, the author of this book. And he also makes a subtle reference about the spots on his face. Mugakkuru und acne ഉണ്ട്. So maybe the librarian did not notice it. ചിലപ്പോൾ അത് ചെറുതായി കൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നതാവാം. അപ്പോൾ ഒരു ആശ്വാസമാണ്. അപ്പോൾ all these events in his diary, this is set in a place called Leicestershire, and the events happen in different places in and around this particular city. Now let us look at what happens in the second paragraph. Same date. None of the teachers at school have noticed that I am an intellectual. They will be sorry when I am famous. There is a new girl in our class. She sits next to me in geography. She's all right. Her name is Pandora, but she likes being called Box. Don't ask me why. I might fall in love with her. It's time I fell in love. After all, I am 13, 3/4 years old. In this second paragraph, we are informed that this character is of the age 13, 3/4, and he tells that he believes himself to be an intellectual. 13 പ്രായമുണ്ട്, ഒരു ബുദ്ധിജീവിയാണെന്നുള്ള കാര്യം നാട്ടുകാർക്കും സ്കൂളിലുള്ളവർക്കും ഒന്നും അറിയില്ല. ഒരുപക്ഷെ പ്രശസ്തനായതിനു ശേഷം ഇവർക്കൊക്കെ മനസ്സിലാവും എത്ര വലിയൊരു മഹാനായിട്ടുള്ളൊരു വ്യക്തിയാണ് ഇവരുടെ കൂടെ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നത് എന്നുള്ളത്. So he thinks that he's a very intelligent, smart person. Now he gives a comment about the new girl in our class. Teenage പ്രായത്തിലുള്ള ഏതൊരു ആൺകുട്ടിക്കും അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഏതൊരു പെൺകുട്ടിക്കും തോന്നാകുന്ന ചില മനസ്സിന്റെ കളികള് ഈ എഡ്രിയൻ മോളുടെ ഉള്ളിൽ നടക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. And he kind of plans, maybe സമയമൊക്കെ ആയി, ഇപ്പൊ ഒരുപക്ഷെ കൂട്ടുകാർക്കും സഹപാഠികൾക്കൊക്കെ ഓരോരോ കാമുകനോ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ കാമുകിമാരോ ഒക്കെ ഉണ്ടാകാം. അപ്പോ എഡ്രിയൻ തന്നെ വിചാരിക്കുകയാണ് ഇറ്റ് ഇസ് ടൈം ഫോർ ഹിം ടു ഫോൾ ഇൻ ലവ് വിത്ത് ദിസ് പെർട്ടിക്കുലർ ഗേൾ കോൾ പാൻഡോറ. സോ ജോഗ്രഫി ക്ലാസ്സിൽ ഇദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ ഈ എഡ്രിയന്റെ കൂടെയാണ് ഈ കുട്ടി ഇരിക്കുന്നത്. പാൻഡോറ എന്നുള്ള പേര് തന്നെ ഒരു വളരെ യുണീക്ക് പേരാണ്. നൗ പാൻഡോറ വാസ് the first woman in Greek mythology. She comes to earth. She was made by the god of fire Hephaestion, and Zeus sends this woman to earth. അവിടെ എപ്പിമിത്യൂസ് എന്നുള്ള ഒരു കഥാപാത്രവുമായിട്ട് പ്രേമത്തിലാവുകയാണ് പാൻഡോറ. പാൻഡോറയെ സൃഷ്ടിക്കുമ്പോൾ, when she was made, she was given different skills by various gods. ഇപ്പോ ഒരുപാട് ദേവന്മാരും ദേവതകളും ഒക്കെ അനുഗ്രഹിച്ചിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു കഥാപാത്രമാണ് പാൻഡോറ. ഒരുപാട് കഴിവുകളുണ്ട്. ബുദ്ധിയാകട്ടെ, ഭംഗിയാകട്ടെ, വേറെ എന്തെങ്കിലും സ്കിൽ സെറ്റ് ആകട്ടെ. ഷീ ഈസ് abundantly blessed. The name Pandora itself means Pan means all, so she's very well gifted or well endowed. She comes down to earth, and Zeus, even though he has blessed her, he gives her a great sense of curiosity. കൗതുകം അല്ലെങ്കിൽ കാര്യങ്ങൾ അന്വേഷിച്ച് അറിയാനുള്ള ഒരു സയന്റിഫിക് മൈൻഡ് പാൻഡോറയ്ക്ക് കൊടുക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. And that becomes her curse as well. When Zeus is the king of gods in Greek mythology. When Zeus sends Pandora to earth, he also tells her that she must not. Zeus gives her a box, ഒരു ജാറ് കൊടുക്കുകയാണ്. ബോക്സ് അല്ല, ഒരു ജാറ് കൊടുക്കുകയാണ്. ജാറ് കെട്ടിവെച്ചിരിക്കുകയാണ്. It is locked. And he tells her that under no circumstance should she open this jar. പിന്നീട് വന്നിട്ടുള്ള ട്രാൻസ്ലേഷൻസിലൊക്കെ, ഈ കഥയെ കുറിച്ചുള്ള ട്രാൻസ്ലേഷൻസിൽ ദിസ് പെർട്ടിക്കുലർ ജാർ ഗെറ്റ്സ് മിസ്ട്രാൻസ്ലേറ്റഡ് ആസ് ബോക്സ്. ഇപ്പൊ നമ്മൾ കേട്ടിട്ടുള്ള കഥകളിലൊക്കെ പാൻഡോറാസ് ബോക്സ് എന്നാണ് പറയുന്നത്. ബട്ട് ആക്ച്വലി ഇറ്റ് വാസ് എ ജാർ. ഒരു ജാറിനുള്ളിലാണ് ഇത് എന്തോ സംഭവം ഉണ്ട് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞിട്ട് കൊടുക്കുന്നത്. And Zeus instructs her, she must not open the jar under any circumstance. അങ്ങനെ പറഞ്ഞ് ഒരിക്കലും തുറക്കാൻ പാടില്ല എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ് ഒരാൾ ഒരു ഗിഫ്റ്റ് കൊടുക്കുമ്പോൾ സ്വാഭാവികമായിട്ടും മനുഷ്യന്റെ ഉള്ളിലുള്ള ഒരു കൗതുകം അതിങ്ങനെ കടന്ന് ഇങ്ങനെ പുകഞ്ഞുകൊണ്ടേയിരിക്കും. This happened with Pandora as well. She came to earth, she began living her own life, but then this curiosity of what is inside the box, it began to torment her. And finally it breaks her. Even though Zeus, the king of gods, had specifically mentioned not to open the box, she thinks of maybe getting a small peek in. കുറച്ചും തുറന്നു നോക്കിയിട്ട് അടച്ചു കളയാം. And she lets open the lid of this box. അത് തുറക്കേണ്ട താമസം അതിൻ്റെ ഉള്ളിൽ നിന്ന് ഈ ലോകത്തിലുള്ള എല്ലാ തിന്മകളും ദുരിതങ്ങളും മാറാ രോഗങ്ങളും ഒക്കെ പുറത്തു വന്നു എന്നുള്ളതാണ്. And in that fashion the world is enveloped or is full of evils and diseases which will torment humankind to its end. അങ്ങനെയാണ് ഈ ലോകത്തിലെ ഈ വ്യാധികളൊക്കെ വന്നതെന്നാണ് ഗ്രീക്ക് മിത്തോളജിയിൽ പറയുന്നത്. പക്ഷെ ഈ പെട്ടി തുറന്നപ്പോൾ പാൻഡോറ അത് അടയ്ക്കാൻ നോക്കി. ഷീ ട്രൈ ടു ക്ലോസ് ദിസ് ബോക്സ് ആൻഡ് ഫൈനലി ഷീ ക്ലോസ് ഇറ്റ്, ബട്ട് ദെൻ ഷീ അഗെയിൻ ഹിയേഴ്സ് എ വെരി ബ്യൂട്ടിഫുൾ സൗണ്ട് ഫ്രം ദ ബോക്സ് ആൻഡ് ദെൻ ഷീ ഓപ്പൺസ് ഇറ്റ് അഗെയിൻ ആൻഡ് ഇൻസൈഡ് ഇറ്റ് ഷീ ഫൈൻഡ്സ് ഹോപ്പ്, പ്രതീക്ഷ. അപ്പൊ ഈ മാറാരോഗങ്ങളും ദുരിതങ്ങളും ഒക്കെ പുറത്തു പോയപ്പോ the only thing that remains inside the box is hope. And that is why we humans tend to defeat or to overcome all our problems, all our shortcomings, and to move forward with our own lives because there is hope in us. ഈ കൊറോണ കാലവും ഇതുപോലെ തന്നെ മാറിപ്പോകും. ഈ അസുഖത്തിനെയും നമ്മൾ അതിജീവിക്കും. ഇനി എന്ത് ദുരിതം വന്നാലും നമ്മൾ അതിനെ അതിജീവിക്കും എന്നുള്ള ഒരു പ്രതീക്ഷയുണ്ട്. അതാണ് നമ്മുടെ മനുഷ്യരാശിനെ മുമ്പോട്ട് കൊണ്ടുപോകുന്നത്. ആൻഡ് ഹോപ്പ് റിമെയിൻസ്. ദിസ് ഇസ് എ സ്റ്റോറി ഓഫ് പാൻഡോറ. സോ ദിസ് ഗേൾഫ്രണ്ട് ഓഫ്, not yet girlfriend, but then he is planning to make her girlfriend, his girlfriend. She is also named Pandora, and because of that she has the nickname Box, Pandora's box. So he tells that she likes being called this box. The second entry in Adrian's diary is dated on the 17th of January. It's a Saturday. Dr. Taylor must be one of those overworked GPs you're always reading about. He didn't examine the spot. He just said I mustn't worry and was everything alright at home. I told him about my bad home life and my poor diet, but he said I was well nourished and to go home and count my blessings. So much for National Health Service. In this entry, we are introduced to the doctor, Dr. Taylor, whom Adrian visits regularly. GP is a general practitioner. So he goes there and he is very much concerned about his acne and not about his general health. The doctor tells him plainly that he was well nourished and there was no issues with him. But he seems dissatisfied with the overall approach of the doctor, because the doctor doesn't really care about the acne the boy has. But this acne, the spot, is of primary importance for Adrian. He being a teenager, is very much concerned about his appearance. And Townsend, in a very subtle manner, takes a poke at the National Health Service. This is the health department, the health policy. It's a poke at the health department in Britain during the 80s. So Adrian has a very bad opinion about the National Health Service. The next entry is on Tuesday, January 20th. Full moon. My mother is looking for a job. Now I could end up a delinquent, roaming the streets and all that. And what will I do during the holidays? I expect I'll have to sit in a laundrette all day to keep warm. I will be a latchkey kid, whatever that is. And who will look after the dog? And what will I have to eat all day? I'll be forced to eat crisps and sweets until my skin is ruined and my teeth fall out. I think my mother is being very selfish. She won't be any good in a job anyway. She isn't even bright and she drinks too much at Christmas. Thursday, January 22nd. My mother has got an interview for a job. She is practicing her typing and not doing any cooking. So what will it be like if she gets the job? My father should put his foot down before we are a broken home. This is a reference to Adrian's parents having marital problems. They are on the verge of a divorce. And Adrian's mother, Pauline, is trying to get a job. And she wants to become an independent woman. 1980s was a time when the feminist movement was gathering strength all over the world, especially in Britain. And women were really trying to prove a point by earning their right to live an independent life. However, Adrian is more concerned about his own well-being. So he thinks that if his mom gets a job, and since his dad already has a job, there will be nobody to look after him, and he will become a delinquent. Maybe he'll become an unwanted kid and end up on the streets, maybe, and maybe he'll become a criminal because he has nobody to care for. Nobody is casually caring for him. And what will he do in the holidays, since both his parents are busy? then he wonders, this kid is having a very wild imagination. He wonders maybe he'll have to sit in a laundrette. Laundrette is a place where you wash clothes. And since there is nobody to take care of him, maybe he'll have to go to a laundrette during the winter to keep himself warm. And then maybe he can become the caretaker. Or maybe he is the person who's going to run the laundrette in a way. Then he wonders about who will take care of the dog, since his mom is going to take a job. So all these things are really connected to his mom, and he feels that this is the job of the mother and nobody else. So in a way, he looks down upon his mother for shirking her responsibility towards him. He wants his mother to focus solely on him and not do any other job other than the ones or than the domestic duties that she has been performing throughout her life. Now, again, if his mom is preparing for an interview, she's really busy. She'll be really busy, and then she's not able to cook for him. So he thinks about what will happen in the long run. Will he have to eat crisps and sweets? And usually parents advise kids by saying that if you eat too much sugar, your tooth will fall out. And if you eat crisps, it contains a lot of oil, and then it will ruin your skin. So all this parental advice, the advices that is given to kids, he's using them to actually feel sorry for himself as to what will happen if his mother gets a job. He doesn't really think much about his mother's skill set as well, since he tells she won't be any good in a job anyway, and she isn't even bright, and she drinks too much at Christmas. So he has a very poor opinion about his mother generally, and he believes his father should put his foot down. It means he should take a strong decision and control his mother and stop her from getting some job before their home is broken. So this is a teenager concerned about their parents splitting up, and he wants his father to be a bit more assertive. With this, we conclude our first class. In the next class, we will look at the section titled Third After Epiphany. Thank you. Have a good day.